Buenos dias. It is 6:30 in the morning. I'm going on an adventure today to Mitla, which is ruins of another Zapotec and Mixtec city, and after that to Hierve el Agua, which is Petrified Waterfalls. So both these places are in the valley outside of Oaxaca. It's about an hour away, and most people take a tour. But you know, I don't really like to do tours that much because I like to be on my own time and stay as long as I want and do what I want. So I am going to take public transportation. It's going to be an adventure because from what I've read, getting to Mitla isn't so bad, but then after that, trying to get to Hierve el Agua might be a little tricky. So we'll see how it goes. I want to get there before the sun is super strong. That's why I'm up so early. I'm excited. I'm a little apprehensive about how the journey will go today and what awaits me on this journey. But this is the fun part for me of traveling, just not knowing what's gonna happen and if I'm going to make it, and who knows. So let's go. I have no idea what I'm doing, and this neighborhood is pretty sketch. Hola, buenos días. Disculpe, la camioneta para ir a Mitla, ¿usted sabe dónde está?
Hasta el fondo, dicen Roma.
¿Hasta el fondo?
Roma, dicen.
¿Está adentro o afuera?
Adentro, hasta el fondo, aquí.
Okay, muchas gracias. Okay, well, I'm standing here. I see the bus, but there's no one here. I asked the guy and he said you just pay the driver, but there's no driver. There's no one on the bus at all. So just don't know what's going on. I'll stand here for a few minutes and see if somebody shows up. La-di-da. Hola, buenos días. Va a Mitla, ¿verdad?
Unos 10-15 minutitos.
Ah, okay.
Sí.
Espero afuera.
Sí, le sale.
Okay, gracias. So, it's a little later than I wanted. It's 7:55 now. So, I was hoping to actually be almost there by now. But what are you gonna do? ¿Cuánto cuesta?
20.
Y yo quiero ir a las ruinas. ¿Me avisa cuando
El centro.
está?
Sí.
Okay, I made it. So it is now 9:45. Should have gotten up earlier. The sun is blazing already, so there goes that idea. I'm in the town. I'm in the center of the little town of Mitla, which looks cute so far. And I'm gonna walk up to where the ruins are. I think it's like a 20-minute walk. Have to put on my sunscreen, and we'll see how this goes. So I'll explain a little bit here while I'm walking. Mitla was a later city than Monte Alban by like 1,000 years later. And the city was built as a religious center, whereas Monte Alban was a political center. So this was a different type of place, and highly respected priests were sought out here at Mitla. They lived at Mitla, and royal people and royal families would come to Mitla to consult with the high priests here, and they lived here. They considered Mitla the entrance to the underworld, which not so long ago they did discover tons of tunnels and tombs underneath the city. I believe now those tunnels are closed. They don't let anybody down there anymore, which is a shame. But what Mitla is most famous for is mosaics. Nowhere else in Mesoamerica, or I don't know about Mesoamerica, but nowhere else in Mexico, in any pre-Hispanic site will you find these mosaics. The designs of the mosaics are still popular in a lot of weaving, a lot of rugs and textiles. The people here who are descendants of the Zapotecs and the Mixtecs still use these designs in their textiles. You needed to be a highly trained craftsman to do this. They're all made of these polished stones that are interlocked with each other and put into the stone without the use of mortar. So that's what Mitla is really famous for. So I'm super excited to see these mosaics if I ever get there, because I can't stop taking pictures and video. On your walk to the main site, you'll pass one part of the ancient city, El Grupo del Arroyo, or the Stream Group, named after a nearby stream. This section is older than what we'll see at the main site and abandoned probably due to the flooding from the nearby stream. Unfortunately, the decorative mosaics that most likely adorned this patio are long gone. This is crazy. This place is just in the middle of the street here. There's nobody here. You know, just a 1,000-year-old site that you can just walk into and be by yourself. Waiting at the gate. I don't think it's open yet. No, I was wrong. They open at 8. The gate is closed, and they only open it every so often to control how many people go in. So I'm standing out here with the sun beating down on me. She has the right idea. Upon entering the site, the North Group, or Church Group, lies to your right. The Zapotec believed that the Lord and Lady of the Underworld lived here, and once comprised 3 courtyards, A, B, and C. However, the Spanish built their church, San Pablo, over courtyard C to, quote, keep the devil from escaping. Underneath this complex is a labyrinth of tombs and rooms, already looted by the time of the Spanish conquest. So behind me is the church that obviously the Spanish built. But what's interesting about this site, most places when the Spanish came and conquered, they destroyed the buildings of the indigenous, but especially the religious places of the indigenous, because they wanted to convert everybody to Christianity. So they would destroy their religious centers and build a church on top using the stones from the indigenous' buildings. However, here in Mitla, they say that the Spanish left a lot of this in place because a lot of the tombs were in the shape of crosses or crucifixes. So because of that, the Spanish thought it would not be, that it would be bad luck to destroy these sites. So that's pretty cool. So that is the reason why a lot of this remains intact today. But they did build this church behind me, which after I'm done exploring the ruins, I'm going to check that out too, because it looks beautiful. This is a beautiful site. The environment, the surroundings are really pretty with this church in the background, and the cactuses and the blue sky, cacti, excuse me. You'll encounter your first look at the intricate stonework here that the Spanish called grecas. Some of the designs were carved directly into large slabs of limestone, while others were fashioned from individual squares of polished stone, like mosaics, inlaid into large rectangular pieces. The patterns are not just decorative, but carry religious and cosmological significance. They are thought to symbolize the sky and earth, the feathered serpent god, and other important beings in a stylized, abstract form. Above the entrance to Courtyard A, you can see remnants of murals. These murals are similar to Mixtec codices, which tell us of their influence at the site. A few hundred feet south lies the Columns Group. Upon entering, one approaches the backside of the Palace of Columns, where the stonework is even more elaborate.
Look at this. This is incredible. And all the designs are different. None of them are the same.
But the rest of the wall, and look at those rocks. Now we can see the rocks. Line by line, they are forming those intricate designs. So we are looking.
In the Columns Group, the Vuijatao, or Great Seer, functioned as a prophet, magistrate, and intermediary for the deceased. The Spanish likened him to the Pope. Royal families from all over the valley of Oaxaca would bring their mummified rulers to be buried here so the oracle could speak to their ancestor. Inside, these 6 columns made from volcanic stone once supported the roof. Speaking of columns, underneath the ruins, in the tunnel system of tombs, lies a column with an interesting legend. It is believed that by wrapping your arms around the column, the space left over between your hands foretells how much more life you have to live. Unfortunately, the so-called Column of Death is now off limits to visitors.
You can see some where the sun's not hitting it so much. You can see the exterior part of the column. These, of course, would have been painted also in polished stone.
A narrow passageway leads to another courtyard with impeccable stonework.
And these walls inside that are covered are in such good condition. I mean, you can see, here where it's been chipped away, but here it is so smooth.
My favorite part of the site, this small chamber is completely covered with grecas.
Imagine what this would have looked like 1,000 years ago, when these stones were all polished, pristine, and painted.
This is really something. I mean, I think I actually like Mitla better than Monte Alban for these mosaics. I mean, it's something to see.
I am in love with all these different cacti. They are so cool. These cacti are right here are similar to the ones that grow in Sicily where my father's family is, and they grow prickly pears, and my father would cut pieces and bring them home from Sicily and grow them in pots, trying to grow cactus pears for 50 years. And they never grew in New Jersey. But yeah, I grew up with these kind of cactuses, and I have them in my house too, keeping the tradition alive of growing these cactuses after my father died. Look, Bob, cactus pears. Imagine living right there. Your backyard is 1,000-year-old archaeological site. Well, these are the tombs that you can no longer go down into, which, you know, I would have really loved to. Amazing. All right, let's go check out this church. Built in 1544, the Church of San Pablo sits on what was once part of the North Group of ruins. It is named after the patron saint of the town, San Pablo, or Saint Paul. The interior contains notable 16th century statues of saints. Each January, St. Paul is celebrated with a procession that passes through town, and mezcal is offered for free to attendees. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get something to eat in this town, and then I'm going to try to get to Hierve el Agua. We'll see how that goes. The sun is so bright. Hola, buenas tardes. This is the tiniest spoon. I don't even know what's in this. Some kind of meat. It's beef. And the taquitos, little tacos, are cabeza de res, which is the meat from the head of the cow. You just gotta eat it. You just gotta eat it. Don't think about what it is. Maybe a bone. Adventure, adventure. I also want to say that everyone in this town is so friendly, like super friendly. You say hello, it's a big smile on their face. It's really nice here. Finishing off with another cup of café de olla, because I can never have enough caffeine. I have to say, sitting here is so lovely. Just watching the people go by with their big baskets of flowers and food, and it's just, I don't know, I could sit here all day. If I had to do this trip, this is only like day 5 of my trip, or day 4 or 5 of my trip, but if I had to do this all over again, I think I would stay a lot longer in the Oaxaca area, because I'm in love with it here. Outside the main site in the middle of town lies the Adobo Group, the remnants of a stepped pyramid that was once topped with a temple, now a church. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna walk back to the center of this town and see if I can get a colectivo to Hierve el Agua. Hopefully that works out. Okay, I found the colectivo. So the deal is you need 12 people in order for it to go. So he said he has 8 right now. I'm the only one in here, but there's people who went to eat, there's some people who went to go buy some things or whatever. So basically you just have to wait until he gets 12 people before you can go. And it's 75 pesos per person. Then there's a 15 peso fee on the road at some traffic stop or something. And then obviously there's an entrance to Hierve el Agua, which I think is, he said 50 or 55 pesos. And I had to pee, and that cost me 5 pesos because in Mexico you have to pay to use a public restroom. I don't know how long I'll be sitting here. It's 1:30. He says he has 8 people, he needs 12. I bet you I'll be here for at least an hour. But adventure. So I'm in a taxi with 3 other strangers because the people who were supposed to go on the colectivo never showed up. So the 4 of us are splitting a taxi for 500 pesos. So we each paid 125 pesos each. And now we're in a taxi. So I don't get the adventure of the car. This is much more comfortable. ¿Cuánto tiempo para ir? 45.
Como 40 minutos.
40 minutos? So 40 minutes. See you there. ¿Pero qué es? Ah, para hacer mezcal. Wow.
Algunos también hablan totonaca, ¿verdad? He escuchado muy pocos, pero he escuchado.
Parece que sí. Aquí se pagan 20 para pagar.
Pero son municipios del mismo Oaxaca o un poco aquí.
200 habitantes, tal vez. O sea, estas son las trocas que...
Okay. I'm here. See, you don't get this with a tour. I can't see fucking shit. Okay, switch to the GoPro. Here we go. Natural springs that bubble up from the ground created this mountaintop, mineral-rich pool with breathtaking views as its background. Hierve el Agua has been used by indigenous communities for centuries for spiritual practices, as it is believed to be a sacred site. Some say the water has therapeutic properties. Do not approach the abyss. ABISS. I'm approaching the abyss. Formed by mineral deposits over thousands of years, this striking formation resembles a cascading waterfall frozen in time. Look at that. Petrified waterfall. So there's 2 of these here, but one of them I think is a pain in the ass to get to. You have to hike quite a while. There's one called Grande and one Chica, one big, one small. I am not 100% sure which one this is. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna change into my bathing suit. There's a little changing station over here, and I am putting myself in that water.
That one's so. Just don't show your grandkids that one. Yeah, but when you're 60, this one's great. That's beautiful. Go back and she's so tall.
Am I recording?
Can you make me look like I'm supposed to rule the world? Yeah, can you like look to the right or the left? Yeah, there you go. Look here.
This is amazing.
Then, muscle pose. Okay, got that one. This one.
There is around that gate is where the water boils and then trickles down into these pools. Hence the name Hierve el Agua. The water boils, but the water is not hot. It's nice and cold.
That's actually you know each other. There you go. Yeah, you know each other. That's cool. Just looked at Oh, yeah, look at each other.
Just left my bag over there with all my shit in it. I hope no one steals it.
I just want to.
This part's deeper. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, I'm up to my tits. It's cold. This guy's gonna walk right in front of my phone. What? I was wrong. I need you to fly, dude, so I can get a nice slow motion shot. Just sitting here now, hanging out. You're not supposed to put sunscreen on because the chemicals can mess up the water. When I took my shirt off to go in the water, I didn't put any on. And, you know, the sun is no joke. So I didn't want to stay in too long. So now I'm just kind of hanging out with my shirt on. And I met some people. I met another YouTuber, which is fun. And I met some people from Philly, which is close by to where I live in New Jersey. So they know the town I live in, which is kind of crazy to meet people, you know, in southern Mexico from around your area. And yeah, I have no idea how I'm getting back from here. And I don't know where the people that I shared the cab with are or where they went, but this is amazing. It is absolutely, there's no word. And I feel so alive. And, you know, I was like super depressed before I left on my trip. I was in really bad shape for a while, and, you know, this cured me. So I have Mexico to thank for that. Well, I guess I should say I have the means to do this, which I am very, 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 very grateful for, because most people do not. So, yeah, I'm having like a Buddhist moment right now. Okay, so here we are, same deal. We're waiting for, we have 9 people and we need 12 to get the colectivo back. And we're all discussing if we should just split the difference so that we can go instead of waiting. Oh no! Here they are, yes! Y el otro! Somos dos! 9, 10, 11, falta uno.
Estábamos esperando.
We need one more person or else we have to split that remaining 75 pesos, which is like nothing. So we'll get out of here soon.
Getting cheaper.
And this is our colectivo.
Aquí va bien.
I can sit on the floor, I don't mind.
850.
Oh god.
Hang off the back.
There's seats too.
Oh, I can sit there?
Or just the front, I think.
Or if you
I think
prefer.
I'll sit in the front. I'm older than you guys. I know.
Wait, can you take a photo?
I know I don't look at you. After a very difficult trying to figure out how much each of us owed and collecting it all and figuring it all out because the driver doesn't have any change, we finally made it. And I'm in the front seat again, which I'm grateful for because I'm old. I'm probably the oldest. Buenas tardes. Here we go. Okay, and now the bus back to Oaxaca from Mitla. Okay, so on the bus back to Oaxaca, made lots of friends, who many of them are on this bus as well. And when I get to Oaxaca, I gotta walk back to my Airbnb through that sketchy neighborhood. Maybe I'll take a taxi, I don't know. Probably not, because you know, I like to live life on the edge. My dinner. Muy rica, gracias. Lechuga, queso, tomate, jamón. That's my burger. Got ham on it, an onion and lettuce and tomato and cheese. Yum! Well, here I am back where I started. It is 10 o'clock. I just took a nice hot shower and I am beyond exhausted. Today was one of the best days I think I've ever had in my life. Combining those ruins at Mitla, those amazing mosaics, and just the beauty of that little town, and then Hierve el Agua. There are no words to describe it. And just the adventure of today and doing everything by public transportation and having that adventure, not knowing if I was getting where I was going and not knowing if I was going to be able to get back. That is what makes traveling so much fun. It would have been much, much, much easier to have booked a tour and have gone and done all that with a tour, but I don't think it would have been as much fun. But the best part about the day, honestly, was probably meeting so many cool people, interesting, different people from all over the place, and having some great conversations with them. Deep conversations too, not just, you know, shooting the shit, but some serious conversations about lots of different things. So I have zero regrets about how I did it today. If you like this video or you found it useful in maybe planning your trip to Mitla or Hierve el Agua, if you are crazy enough to do it the way I did it, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And if you're feeling generous, you could even hit the thanks button. That is it for this one. I will see you guys next time. Adios.